Hi, this is Mia with the Dartmouth Student Center. This is day 7 and the last day of ReCentering, a 7-day yoga challenge. You did it. You made it to the end. Whatever it looked like for you, it takes great strength and courage to embark on something like this, where you are taking time just for you that is supportive of your well-being. We thought we would end with a class that really highlights that inner strength. So in today's class, we'll play with using that strength to help us calmly ride out some strong sensations and maybe even fall to grace and playfulness every now and then. We hope you enjoy. See you on the mat. So we will start seated on our heels. If you have a pillow or a block or a rolled up towel or blanket, you can always use that to take a seat here. I'm going to start sitting on my pillow just so you all can see. But as you inhale, we're going to reach those arms up over our head, finding our length here. Bringing those hands together through heart center, taking a moment to center ourselves, to become present with our breath. That inhale and exhale, that rise and fall, that ebb and flow. We'll be calling on some water imagery throughout today's flow. So as you inhale, reach those arms up over your head. And as you exhale, imagine they're raining down. Left hand to that right knee, gazing over that right shoulder. Gentle twist here. Inhale, reach up, water defying gravity. Exhale, reaching down. Allowing that right hand to find that left knee, gazing over that left shoulder. Inhale, reach those arms back up over your head. And as you exhale, we're going to open up our arms to a cactus here. We're going to begin to roll those shoulders. You can keep these arms cactus, or you can drop them down at your sides, continuing to roll those shoulders to the front. We're going to rotate in the opposite direction, moving those shoulders to the front. Planting that right hand on the ground. Let's reach that left arm up over our head, opening up that side body on the left. Inhale, reach that left hand down and that right arm up, waking up that other side of the body. As you inhale, let's draw both of those arms open wide. Exhale, give yourselves a hug. This is day 7. You made it. And as you inhale, we're going to place our hands on our hips, coming to stand on our knees for a moment. And you can come hip width apart on your knees here. And we're beginning to do some hip circles to the right. Really moving like a wave here. Kind of having an ebb and a flow to our movement. Now we're reversing the tides, turning in the opposite direction, moving our hips to the left. Inhale as you find stillness here. I'm going to rotate lengthwise on my mat here. And we're going to place our hands on the ground, coming to our tabletop position for some cat-cows. As you inhale, lift your gaze, dropping the belly. Exhale as you round out the spine, tucking your chin to your chest. Seeing if you can create your spine like a wave. Inhale, lift your gaze, drop the belly. Exhale, shifting those hips, tucking the tailbone, chin to chest. One more time, inhale, lift the gaze, drop the belly. Exhale as you round chin to chest. Now coming to our neutral spine here, we're gonna begin to do some more rotations. We're focusing on our wrists and our hips here. So draw forward as you inhale. Exhale as you shift to the back. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you fall. We're rotating to the right, allowing your breath to move you. Inhale as you come to the front. Exhale as you move to the back. Now we're going to rotate to the opposite direction. Exhale, drawing back to the left. Inhale as we rise. 3 more times through the left, making really big hip circles, warming up those wrists and the hips. Exhale as you press back 1 more time. And this time, as you exhale and press back, we're going to find our child's pose, allowing your forehead to rest on the mat here. Those forearms resting, fingertips walking forward just a bit. Focusing your attention on your breath here. And as we inhale, we're going to begin to shift our weight forward into our forearms. Exhale, press our bodies down on the mat, becoming one with the mat, getting flat here. Taking our palms beneath our shoulders here. We're gonna move through some spinal waves. So inhale, lifting our torso off the mat. With those arms fully extended, we're gonna begin to lift our hips and our thighs off the mat, rounding the spine, and then slowly lowering our tailbone to meet our heels in our child's pose. Let's do that again. In the opposite direction, inhale, lifting the hips, keeping that spine nice and rounded. Shifting your weight into your shoulders, pressing those hips into the mat, bending at the elbows, lowering your heart space. Beautiful. Now we're going to take our hands just beyond the width of our mat. So our thumbs are resting on the corners of our mat. And as you inhale, we're going to press the ground away from us. Exhale as you release. Now you can find some cool movements or shapes here, some freedom. Allow yourself to be creative as you lift and lower. Imagine that you're just drawing an S with your nose on a piece of paper in front of you, or a zigzag. Inhale as you rise, exhale as you lower. Really opening up the back and the heart space here. One more time, exhale as we lower. Taking those hands beneath your shoulders again, we're moving through that spinal wave. Inhale, pressing the ground away from you through your cobra. Gently lifting those hips. Press back to your child's pose. Beautiful. As you inhale, let's rise to our tabletop position. We're going to begin to tuck our toes, pressing our weight back into our feet to find our first downward facing dog of our class today. Taking a moment here to walk your dog, pedaling out your feet. As you inhale, we're going to raise that right leg, and we're going to bend that knee. Imagine that we're trying to kick the right heel into our left tailbone. That knee is like a pencil. We're drawing big circles inward and then outward. As you exhale, bringing that chin to your chest, we're going to drop or draw that right foot forward between our hands and lower that left knee, untucking the toes. As we inhale, we rise, coming into our supported lunge here. As you exhale, we're going to press our hands into the ground, tenting our fingers, and begin to shift your weight back into your hips, extending that right leg, allowing the toes to lift, finding your half split here. Inhale as you press your weight back forward into that front foot. Inhale, reach those arms up over your head. Imagine that you're holding something heavy here. And as you exhale, as the wave crashing down, put that down. You don't have to carry it anymore. Exhale, shift your weight back, extending that right leg. Moving like a wave, inhale, shifting your weight forward into that right foot. Reach those arms up over your head. Your hands are light now. You're no longer carrying anything heavy. Just here in this space. Exhale, bring those hands back down to frame your foot. Shifting your weight back one last time to find your half split. Take a moment to pause here. Really feel this opening in the back of that right leg. Inhale as you shift your weight forward into that right foot. And keeping that left hand planted on the inside of your right foot, we're gonna reach that right arm up over your head, finding a gentle twist here. As you exhale, we're going to plant that right hand, next to your foot. And we're gonna see if we can draw that right knee back to meet the left and press back into your child's pose here. As you inhale, we're gonna move through that spinal wave, rounding at the shoulders until you shift your weight into your shoulders, drawing those hips down to the mat, bending at the elbows, lowering your chest. Beautiful. One more time, in the opposite direction, pressing the ground away from you, gently lifting those hips, and then pressing your weight back into your heels, moving with the breath here. Taking a moment of stillness in your child's pose. As you inhale, let's rise up to that tabletop position, tucking those toes, and shift our weight into our feet, extending those legs, finding your downward facing dog. Like we did on the right, we're gonna do on the left. So as you inhale, we're gonna float that left leg up, bend at the knee, opening up that hip, and then we're gonna draw circles with that left knee, drawing circles to the inside first, and then outward. Slowly begin to bring that right foot forward, planting between your hands. We're gonna drop that right knee down and untuck the toes of that right foot. Here in our lunge, we want to keep that knee behind our ankle. And as we inhale, rise up. And again, we're going to imagine that this is rain or a heavy wave crashing down. We place it down on the ground and exhale as we extend that left leg, shifting our weight into our hips. Inhale as you press forward, reaching those arms up, finding this crescent lunge. Exhale as you release, drawing those hands back down to the mat, extending that left leg, pressing the weight back. Inhale as you press forward, reaching those arms up over your head. Exhale as you draw those hands down to the mat yet again, pressing those hips back in your half split. Perhaps those toes lift. We're gonna rest here for a moment. Really breathing into the back of your left leg here. Really feeling that stretch. And as you inhale, we're going to shift our weight forward into that left foot. Taking that right hand planted on the inside of the left foot. We're going to reach that left arm up over our head, finding our twist. As you exhale, let's reach that hand back to frame the left foot on the ground. Beginning to shift your weight back, and you can keep that arm up if you need the space. We're going to bring that left knee to meet the right. Pressing our weight back into our heels, finding your child's pose. And from this child's pose, we're going to begin to walk our fingertips forward, allowing the hips, to lift from the heels until our chest and our chin are resting on the mat here. In our puppy pose. Continuing to breathe through. Let's inhale, find that mini spinal wave to move to our Sphinx pose, dropping those hips to the mat, lifting that heart space, shoulders tucked down, away from the ears. Beautiful. As you exhale, we're going to release and allow our right cheek to rest on the mat here. Bending our left leg, we are going to draw that left foot behind us, pressing the ground away from us with that left hand. Finding a twist here. Inhale as you release, drawing that left leg back to the ground. Allowing that left cheek to rest on the mat. Let's bend that right leg, pressing the ground away from us with that right hand. Shift your weight, dropping that right foot behind you, opening the hips. As you exhale, we release our twist here, bringing our hips back to the mat, dropping that right leg. We're going to spinal wave, so hands, palms and hands beneath our shoulders. Inhale, press the ground away from us. Begin to exhale as you lift those hips off the mat, pressing them back towards your heels, finding that child's pose. 2 breaths here. As you inhale, let's rise to our tabletop position. And while we are here in our tabletop, I want you to take that right hand. We're going to reach that up over our head, opening up the heart space in the shoulders here. And then as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle, bringing that right shoulder down to the mat, doing our best to keep those hips square, the side of our head, or the right side of our head resting on the mat. Taking a few moments to breathe here in this posture, opening up the shoulders. Being with your breath in this stillness. As you inhale, we're slowly going to rise, returning that right hand to the mat in your tabletop. We're going to find our needle on the opposite side. So let's draw that left arm up over our head, opening up our shoulders here. As you exhale, we're going to thread the needle, lowering that left shoulder down to the mat, left side of the head resting on the ground here. Continuing to breathe deeply. Enjoying this moment of stillness. With your next inhale, slowly begin to lift back to your tabletop position. Exhale, pressing your weight back to your child's pose, taking a beat here. Inhale as you rise. And now we're going to take our hips, or take our knees to about hip width apart, or the distance, the width of our mat. And we're going to bring our big toes together. And then we're going to press our weight back into a wide-legged child's pose, lowering our forehead to the mat. Those arms stretched forward here. Now from here, we're going to do our spinal wave. And this time we're going to add a little something to our cobra. So as you inhale, we're going to draw our weight into the shoulders, pressing those hips, allowing those legs to kind of splay out. Lowering that chest and torso down to the mat. You can also bring those legs together behind you. And this time as we move to our cobra, we're going to do something that I do with the kids that I teach. As you inhale, we're going to press the ground away from us, finding that full cobra, and then we're going to hiss like a snake. And as you hiss, we're going to lower down. We're going to do that again. Inhale, press the ground away from you as you rise. And exhale as you hiss like a cobra. Very nice. One more time. Inhale as you lift. Now to hiss, if you haven't figured that one out, we're going to bring our teeth together and blow the air through our teeth. Almost like a balloon deflating, but we're going to be cool cobras. From here, we're going to tuck our toes, extending those arms, pressing back up and through to find our downward facing dog, making any adjustments that you need to get here. Inhale as you gaze to the top of your mat, and exhale as you walk your feet forward, finding this forward fold here. Taking a moment, we're going to allow our belly to rest on our knees here, hugging through the back of our thighs is available to you. And allow the head to hang heavy here. As you inhale, we're going to release those hands, rising one vertebrae at a time, allowing the head to come up less. Opening those shoulders wide. As you inhale and rise, we're going to reach those arms up over our head. Exhale as you swan dive and forward fold. Now from here, with our hands planted on the ground, we're going to step our left foot back in a high lunge position. And while we're here, we're going to drop that left heel down on the mat. Begin to walk our hands to center and then rotate the toes of that right foot so that your right and left toes are facing the left edge of your mat. With your weight still shifted to your right side, we're going to lengthen that left leg. Then begin to shift your weight to that left side, extending that right leg. Again, moving like a wave here, shifting your weight from the left to the right, allowing your breath to guide you. So inhale as we rise, exhale as we fall. Inhale as we rise, exhale as we fall. And while we're moving through this gentle flow, we can add a bit of a dynamic movement here where we lower our heel or lower our hips to that right heel and lift those left toes. Finding that opposite shape, we're going to plant those toes of the left foot, shift our weight to the left, dropping our hips down to the left side, lifting those right toes. And some people call this like a ninja squat. Inhale, lift. Now we're just making this wave even bigger, bending at that right side, lifting the left toes. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Last time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. As we inhale, we're going to come back to center here. And as you exhale, allow yourself to deepen into your forward fold or your wide angle fold here. Allowing your head to hang heavy. As you inhale, we're going to slowly begin to rise, finding a half lift so our chest is parallel to the ground. And we're going to begin to heel toe our feet together at the center of our mat. And rise 1 vertebrae at a time, allowing our head to come up last. Beautiful. Coming to the top of our mat, we're preparing to cool down here. So as we inhale, we're going to reach those arms up over our head. And as you exhale, we're going to bend at the knees. Slowly lowering, moving through our chair, but we're not staying there long. We can use our hands for support as we lower our tailbone to find our seat. As you exhale, we're slowly going to lower our torso down to the mat, keeping that bend in our knees, soles of the feet resting on the mat here. And with your next inhale, we're going to draw our exhale. I apologize. We're going to draw our knees into our chest. And we're going to move to our happy baby. So if it's available to you, imagine that your knees are trying to find your armpits. And you're taking your hands, wrapping them around the instep of your arch. You can rock side to side here in your happy baby. Getting that gentle massage for your low back here. From here, we're going to transition. We're going to draw that right knee into your chest and extend that left leg. Keeping that left foot flexed. We're going to move our hands to the back of our right thigh and slowly begin to extend that right leg, finding our stretch here, alternating pointing and flexing our toe. And as you exhale, we're slowly going to lower that right foot down to meet the left. Drawing that left knee into your chest, take a moment, hug it in. And then we're going to plant our hands on top of that thigh or the back of your thigh, keeping that right foot flexed. Let's inhale as we slowly extend that left leg, listening to your body here. We don't necessarily need to get that leg to be straight. And alternate pointing and flexing. Just taking a moment to note what you feel here. As you exhale, we're slowly with control going to lower that left foot down to beat the right. And then you can allow your hands to fall at your sides as we relax into the last Shavasana of our challenge. Taking this moment to be with our breath, I want you to congratulate and thank yourself for showing up this week, for taking the time to be present in your breath, in your body, and moving through this yoga practice, making it your own, and taking care. You rode the wave of the week with us through this final flow. And for these next few minutes, I invite you to be with your breath. And also with that thought of gratitude towards yourself. As always, you are welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. For those who are ready to close their practice, I invite you to bring your awareness into your body with wiggles of the toes and fingers. Nodding that head to the left and right. Windshield wipering the ankles, shrugging the shoulders. Just slowly and gently reawakening your body. When you're ready, allow the soles of the feet to find the mat. And allow your knees to gently fall to one side, finding a fetal position. When you're ready, using that top hand, press into the ground to lift to a seated position. We take this moment to thank our body and our breath for moving us through this practice. As we inhale and reach those arms up over our head, bring the hands together through heart center. We give thanks for this week of recentering and grounding, this time to be present to our breath, our bodies, our mind in this community of movement. Congratulate yourself for making it through this week. You did it. I hope you remember that the things that you've learned on the mat and throughout this practice, you can apply beyond the mat as well. You can move into your daily life. So for all that was mentioned and all that wasn't, we bow in thanks and gratitude. Namaste.